Crooked Spine Show, Dr. Tony Rakovic. You're on my Facebook, so you know who I am. This is Jeremy and Jessica.
Tony.
It's Power of One, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Upland, they're new, not new, but renamed studios. Been here for how long now?
We've been in Upland for going on 8 years.
I've been interviewed with you guys probably about a year ago. About a year. You didn't know it was successful till it actually worked. It loaded, to mean worked, it actually loaded. I figured what I'm doing for
Right.
you too. Okay. We're here now, and in our first talk, just to backtrack a little bit, I love that you guys work with kids and having parents understand too. Kids need to build self-esteem, self-confidence, and physically be active to stay healthy.
Yeah.
It's the psychological, mental, and physical aspect of staying healthy. With this bully, the bully buster, somebody coming up and you're doing about 3 of them?
We're doing 2 of them.
Two of them, okay. And what is it? What are you guys going to do?
The Bully Buster Seminar is just a great way for us to reach out to the community and really empower the kids on how to stand up against bullies.
Okay.
I don't have to sit here and give you guys stats about bullying. Everyone knows it's a big issue.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're all here. That's why people are going to be listening. That's why parents are going to be sharing this. It's our way of giving back and really helping these kids, because our students, we see them all the time, and even though they've been trained with us for years, they still have those bully encounters. But at least we're here, the parents are here, and we're constantly actively asking the right questions, making sure, if there's a problem going on at school, making sure it's not actually a bully and them acting out, different things like that. So this is just a way for us to teach kids how to use verbal self-defense, verbal self-defense, and how to choose the right words to stand up and use their confidence, what to say and what to do at schools because of the zero tolerance policy, things like that.
Yes.
What parents should be doing when there's a bully going on. Should they be documenting? Should be talking to the teacher? Sending emails so that way everyone's aware of what's going on. So in case if a child does have to, there's at least documentation saying, we tried, the parents tried, and you have proof that you tried your best, and now it was an ongoing situation, and it unfortunately led to some physical contact. Well,
a lot of it is there's certain rules in our school district, from private or public, whatever it is, to certain, if you want, etiquette or manners as parents to kids and kids to kids and parents to parents. Understand, how do we work those lines of communication so we're all on the same page? We all, as a parent, if you're on, again, our Facebook pages too, or watching on YouTube too, you're a concerned parent. How do I get my kid either at this talk or somewhere else or on my own to get them to understand violence is not the first option? If I'm going to be an intelligent person, which I think we're a civilized nation now somewhat, and have that self-respect for me, how do I want someone else to respect me too? By using my words first and being confident using my words, using the right words to make sure I don't have confrontation when I do. Yes, I'll defend myself, but it's defensive. It's not offensive.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And what do parents are trying to get out of this too? What's the purpose of parents?
I think the biggest thing for parents is to be, what's the word I'm looking for? To be,
don't use $3 words, man.
Right. To be confident in that their kid's going to be able to stand up or say something.
Good. Teaching them that.
Teaching them that. Yes. Okay. Yes. If I know with my mom. Going to school, she knew before I joined martial arts, I lacked confidence. I'm pretty sure she knew I was getting picked on in some way.
Well, those kids are targets to get picked on.
Exactly. The lack of confidence is huge. That's who they prey on right away.
Yeah.
Because they know they probably won't hit back, because no one likes to get hit, even if you're a bully, right? So you lack confidence, that's an easy target. The moment you start speaking up and saying things, they're not going to want to continue that. Most bullies. There's different scenarios, but your average bully who's going around picking names and all these things like that, because I've heard stories of kids who've been picked on for years in school. That bully comes back every single year, especially if it's elementary. But the moment, if you were to stand up and say something and do something, especially if they were physical with you, they're not going to want to repeat that.
They don't expect that.
Very rarely. Yeah, they don't expect that.
They almost prey on the weak than they do on the strong.
Correct.
That's the hope. That's what usually happens. And again, this is meant. Interview is meant to, how do we prevent this from happening? Yes, there's a problem, but we can prevent from happening more and more by parents being aware of not only what the kids are going through, but also kids able to talk to their parents too.
Yep.
In your studio here, how do you get kids the confidence to talk to their parents and or a teacher and or yourselves to let them know what's going on in their lives?
It's actually great. Every class, we at least set aside 3 to 4 minutes for what we call a little mat chat.
Okay.
And each week, we have a different word of the week. This word of the week is believe.
Okay.
Believe is linked to believe in yourself, giving yourself confidence.
Awesome.
And it's amazing what happens when you sit there with, whether it's 5 kids, 2 kids, 10 kids, 20 kids, and you start engaging in these conversations of what's going on at school. And then one kid says a story, another kid says a story, and now they're telling their stories of this bully did this and someone did that. And there's parents out here who are like, I never knew this.
Exactly. So the parents are on the perimeter going, wow, these kids are opening up to other kids, which is very common to happen in their own peer group. At that point, parents see that and go, how do I engage my kid now to get them to open up to me, to let me know when something happens to?
Exactly.
That's phenomenal. So you're actually helping the parents, that communication between the parents and the child happen on a daily program you have here.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, daily.
Good.
And that's definitely the key to our growth is the parents, they don't want their kid to be the next UFC fighter, the next, kickboxer of the world.
Because those kids are like, they're on the ground getting beat, they're like, I should have gone to school.
Yeah, right. I should have got education.
Stayed at school. Dang it.
But they do want them to have confidence,
Yes.
respect, how to choose the right friends, how to create good habits. Those are all the key things that we cover, not just in our program, but within our Bully Buster seminar as well. But those are essential for anyone to be successful in anything.
Yes.
You talk to anyone who has any type of success, they're doing what they love, they have discipline, they have self-control, they have the confidence to go for what they want to get.
And those can take work too, work ethic.
Yeah, work, yep, exactly. It's
And what you're teaching them here basically is teaching them what happens in life only a few years after they graduate from elementary school, high school, and even college too.
Exactly. We actually have a 14-year-old student right now who's in college.
Wow.
He's in college.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, he's in college. He actually takes the train. He goes, does his thing, and he still trains in private lessons right now because he's so busy.
Of course.
But his mom is confident in his social skills now to be able to interact, at least to speak up if someone's doing something with him. And he originally came to this country when he was about 7.
Wow.
And his body structure isn't big. Isn't big.
He's
so
not a normal college, not a college, even a 14-year-old kid.
Exactly. Yeah. But his mom is confident that he's going to speak up, say something, and he's going for his brown belt soon, so his skills are actually up to par now. So just having that confidence as a young man who's 14, and being 14, and when he went to high school for 1 year, there was probably a lot of challenges he faced. Wanting to do extra homework, wanting to get to college.
He's not
right away.
the average kid.
Exactly.
So when you're not the average kid, you stand out.
Yes, but he fought through it, and now he's I'm not gonna say he's loving it because it's more work.
Yes.
But he's excited to be on track to where he's gonna eventually get.
And going back to that too, when a kid is stressed, when they're under stress more than they can handle, how do they normally respond, and how do they, and beyond the bullying stuff too, how do they get to a not sicker state but a more non-confident state? You know what I mean? So at that point, in my sense, if a kid is being stressed, their body sometimes, their mentality will shut down to where they become less social, become less communicative.
Yep.
Versus what you're doing in here, I think, especially with the 14-year-old kid too, you're able to handle that stress at a college level 5+ years more than his age is. So you can handle that by keeping his stress levels down by being physically active, physically strong too.
Oh yes,
that's phenomenal.
And that's I think that's one thing to make clear to the parents is when their child comes in, it's especially when they're 4 or 5.
Yes.
And we have other 4 or 5-year-olds who've been here for at least a year, and they're doing everything really well. We have to explain to them that they're above their age of development. They're not your average 4 or 5-year-old anymore. They've been training with us, so now their balance is like a 7-year-old. But your child is 4. He's right where he needs to be. If he's fallen a bit, that's okay. If he was better, he'll be, and more advanced. But he's just starting out. So his age of development is either right where he needs to be, or sometimes it might be below where he needs to be.
Yeah.
He or she might have a balance of a 2 or 1-year-old. So we need to work on that a little bit.
And then realize too, what you're doing with kids in here, you're keeping them above the average.
Yes.
But the average should be the standard, to be honest with you. But the average person or child too doesn't get enough exercise, doesn't worry about diet, nutrition, doesn't worry about attitude, or it isn't being not tested, but at least evaluated on a daily, weekly basis where they are.
Right.
So you give them that confidence, that self-esteem, that physical attribute to get physically strong, gain their balance, like you had mentioned, and also the physicality of keeping their body from being able to tolerate the stress they're going through right now.
Exactly.
Tolerate that. Just what do you think?
I mean, even beyond that, I would say it would be, physically is probably one of the main ones, but emotionally, socially, all those other things are they're also becoming, above their stage of development because of the interaction that they're getting in here as well. So they're going through a lot of emotional challenges. I mean, even if it's not, they might not be sparring or grappling or getting physical like that yet in our martial arts programs, especially at that age.
Yes.
I mean, they'll play a game at the end. And every kid wants to win,
It's play.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's how they build confidence is by getting that approval from whether it be us, their peers, or their parents. So, even playing the little basic martial arts games that we play at the end.
Awesome.
When they don't win, they have to deal with those emotional,
you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be a winner all the
No,
time.
exactly. So dealing with, the winning, and not being a bad sport as far as winning or losing goes, I would say. Yeah. So, I think not just physically, but they deal with all aspects.
And if you have enough confidence, how do I improve myself next time to possibly do better? But I can handle it now, right? Versus they may just shut down for one.
Yeah, and then socially, they're learning how to show respect and all of those things. Because most kids that age, they want to win at all costs. They'll cheat. They'll do whatever they have to do. They haven't learned about exactly because I win. That's the name of the game. I still play that game, but but they have to learn. It's okay, and you won't win all the time. But having to deal with that and be respectful about it as well.
And we did a self-defense talk too, women's self-defense, I think probably about 4 or 5 months ago. How do women respond, like you mentioned a second too, women and children respond from a female side to these type of programs? How does that help them, the Bully Buster?
Well, I mean, most of the women that we have coming to those have those kids, so they're dealing with these conversations at home, or like Jeremy said, they don't even know what's going on because kids don't want to talk to their parents. Again, the approval and that they're getting from their parents is how they gain confidence. So if they're not getting what they don't think they'll get approval from by telling you that they're being bullied and such like that, they don't want to tell you because they don't think that they're going to gain your approval. So they want to keep it to themselves or try to deal with it themselves. A lot of times, though, they act out. When they act out, usually the parent will come to us saying they're acting out.
There's something going on.
And we a lot of times they're not just acting out because they want to be bad kids, and I'll ask them, is it because you just want to be a bad kid? And of course it's straight never up. Yes, I want to be a bad
Love
kid.
being a bad kid.
Yes, it's never that. It's always something going on that we try to talk to them about, and then usually we can help the parents.
And like I said, the map chat you do too, the parents seeing that, they hopefully hope for paying attention, how to pick up on, communicate with their kid.
Yeah.
Hey, my daughter, my son, especially my daughters too, how do I make sure as a parent, dad or mom, how do I get that same type of communication?
Well, that's how we sneak it in there because sometimes they won't talk to us either. They don't talk to anybody. But when we sneak it into those mat chats, because mom may have came to me and said, this or that happened. And I'll say, okay, I may not talk to them individually, but I'll talk about it in my mat chat.
Nice.
And then it gets brought up. And then, as he said, someone else brings up their situation. And now they all of a sudden, because they're with their peers that are going through the same thing they're going through, they have the confidence to speak up about what's happening to them.
So you're seeing that through Jedi mind tricking.
Exactly.
These kids don't watch it, so don't show them.
Don't show them.
What else about your Bully Buster event? What else do you want parents to know, kids to know, or go from that to?
I think the biggest thing I want a lot of parents to know is that even though we are aware of bullying, I think sometimes we get so nervous we don't ask the right questions sometimes to our kids, and we're too direct to where it's like, are you being bullied? And they're going to say no, right? But they're
going to do a fearful no, instinct no.
Exactly.
Sometimes they don't necessarily even understand what that means fully. They just think that means getting hit or certain things. So a lot of times I'll ask the kids, one of the very first classes that we teach, we always ask that question, do you know what a bully is? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Now, bad guys, superheroes, we have to explain it that way, but some of them haven't experienced it yet.
So you want to clarify what that means, how it can affect them too.
Or what it can mean to them. If you know what a bully is, what does that mean to you? Because it may have a different meaning.
Done. What are your classes about too?
I just wanted to, because I know we were talking about the women's self-defense seminar that we had.
Yes.
We're actually having what we are calling a street defense seminar.
Okay.
So it's actually for men and women. Anybody, it's a community event, so it's free to everybody. It's for anybody ages 14 and above.
Okay.
But it's going to be sort of the same thing, but just not based towards just women. So it's just a self-defense seminar for everybody, but off basic scenarios that you would have to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
And what I love about your seminars is one thing, they're open to the public, but also they're getting people to understand how to prevent an attack, how to prevent the physical action, how to prevent an altercation. So you're teaching them not only the physicality of how to deal with it physically, because remember Jeremy being tossed by you in your self-defense video. I'll post that on there so we can get a good chuckle. But also too, how do we even avoid that situation?
Yes.
How do we, if it does, not let it escalate either, keep it down to where it's manageable and get the emotion out of it too.
Yeah, proper awareness.
That's one to say. One of the biggest things for 14 and up is being aware of what's going on. I remember when I was being bullied and picked on and I joined martial arts, I was like, wait, I'm ready for those bullies, right? I'm ready for those bullies. But my awareness of knowing, okay, don't walk over there, go this way, and then walk with confidence, and you'll be fine because it's more open or public. Just little things like that. Yeah. And so I never really had to.
We mentioned the confidence too. That I love about your talks and your seminars too. You build up the confidence.
Yep.
You start there. You give them things to start doing, and then your classes too. You continue to build that. So as they get older and older and older, they're around different people, going from a elementary school where it's a one small school to junior high where it's bigger, then high school where it's bigger, then life where it's bigger.
Oh yes.
You don't know who you're gonna be around.
You'd have no idea.
So how do you become yourself aware of what's going on? Have the confidence with people they may not mess with you if that's the issue, and defend yourself if you need to.
Exactly.
Good. Anything else? You guys, so many different events you guys have here.
That's it. I'll drop all the links in the comments for you guys. So you guys that want to participate in that, it's totally free. You just click on the link and you can sign up.
And it's this weekend, correct?
We have one this weekend. We have our Bully Buster seminar this weekend at 9:30.
Yes.
And we have our street defense on the 30th at 12:30. That's for ages 14.
Street defense on the 20th.
20th. Sorry, I can't read either.
Yes, on the 20th.
Perfect.
And then Bully Buster seminar will be on the 26th.
So we're putting this show on the Facebook page. We'll do a replay on YouTube too to make sure you have all these events on there. So if you can go on there, we're going to do a Facebook event like you did for the Bully Buster.
Yes, I have one for the street defense.
I'm going to link that also.
Something else too we also do is some fun events for our kids. We do parents' night outs, and these are actually open to the community as well. This one that we're doing is October 26th. It's a 4-hour event. It's from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's called our Night of the Ninja, but they get to come out. We provide pizza and drinks. We have Nerf guns. We do Dodgeball, all kinds of games and fun, a little bit of a martial arts class in there as well. But that's also a fun event where they'll get a little bit of martial arts experience in there, but they also get to have fun socially with their friends, because in class, if they talk, they get in trouble.
Yeah, like they dodgeball in school either, too.
No. And we do it in a very fun manner where everybody has a great time.
That's all it is. And like
we throw it at the kids.
And part of it is, have kids come here ready, talk to your friends and family, talk to them and say, hey, is this something right for me? Should I get my kid into a program like this? They may not be a football player, a baseball player, something where it's a common sport, which travels a lot of travel time. Because my daughter plays soccer. Please don't even get started. The travel time involved that. Can you do something like this to get themselves self-confident, self-awareness, and physically healthy? Like I said, the 14-year-old is going to college. That is stressful, even for an 18-year-old.
Yep.
So how do you do it at 14? You get yourself physically healthy and you're going to negate that stress with your body.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else for another show with you guys?
That's it. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll see you guys on Saturday for this event.